Hey, Bryan.
Hi, Keith.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
Doing good?
I'm doing good.
Fantastic. And welcome to DenverWineGuy.com. I'm Keith.
I'm Bryan.
And here we are, new show. And we're going to talk about what we do. We're going to talk about what we're doing with these shows and give our opinion here a little bit, but we want you to understand that there's a purpose here. So, right? Isn't there a purpose?
What is our purpose, Keith?
Our purpose is to review wine and food and give our opinion.
So that you can benefit from it, from our opinion.
Exactly. So if we so there lies the question. Is our opinion valuable?
And as I was discussing with Keith, I think so. Now everyone has their own opinion, of course, and that doesn't make anything that you say it's right by your standards. But when you're talking to guys like us who have
Guys like us.
25, 30 years experience tasting wines. That's what we do all day long.
Like 50 years between us.
Yeah. So there's something that we've learned about wine that the average person doesn't know. That doesn't mean that our opinion should supersede yours. You know what's right, what's wrong to your palate. But I think we can give guidance because of our knowledge and our experience.
So when we rate a wine, we're going to try and do it. Actually, we're thinking about doing it a couple different ways, but we need to be honest, find the right way. And the way we all see it out there, you see it as score. It's from 1 to 100. And basically, you never really see anything below I think one time I saw a wine below 75 points. I think it was at 75. Maybe it was 72.
See, and that's always been my issue with the 100-point system. You know, I mean, if it's in glass, it's got a cork in it, you got some foil on the label, I mean, you're automatically, well, I was going to say 80 points. You said you saw something that's 75. Rarely do you see it. So shouldn't that mean that if you're basing it basically from 75 or 80 points to 100, it should be a 30-point system, not a 100-point system? Have you ever seen a wine that was scored 22 points? Well, it's ridiculous.
Well, but it moves wine. If you a wine at $10 that has a rating of 85 points, and a wine that's $10 and has a rating of 88 points, which one is going to sell better in the store?
Well, you know what? There's nothing wrong with 88 points in general. That's a solid score. But I think so many people anymore, they understand that 100-point system, so they're looking at it's got to be 90 points plus, or it's not worth getting. 88 points is a solid score.
It is,
especially for a $10 wine.
You don't see many of those 88 points for $10. But right.
I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't pay attention to the scores. I don't read them.
You don't use them in your store?
I'll let salespeople put ratings up, but I can't say that that's the first thing I do as spectator.
And why do you let the reps, sales reps, put the score up in your store? Because
if it just so happens that there isn't someone on the floor or someone is helping another customer and a person wants some advice, kind of like what we're doing right now, on a particular wine, at least it's there in print and not necessarily coming out of the person's
Because some consumers just don't want to walk in a store, and some don't want to be bothered.
True.
Some want to have a Wall Street Journal sheet in their hand that they printed out on the computer and walk in the store, and it shows the top 5 values of that week. Or some people will come in with Wine Spectator or Wine Enthusiast, and they just don't want our help in stores.
Well, I think a lot of times when you walk into a store, just like if you were to walk into an electronics store,
right?
You always kind of feel like, all right, is this guy on commission? He's here to, hound over my shoulder, and hey, I just want to do this on my own,
right? Which is unfortunate.
And there's a lot of people that know they're willing to accept the idea. Hey, I don't know anything about wine. Hey, can you please come over here and help me out?
Right. And then they get the help from that person, and then the person recommends the wrong wine, and it's
and that goes back to I think what we were talking about in the opening of the show. What's our purpose? How do we help you as the viewer? Well, I think at some point, it's kind of, I know I'm dating myself because I can never remember.
You're dating yourself?
Yeah, it's not Cisco and Ebert. It's Ebert and someone else now. The two thumbs up for the...
One man passed away.
Yeah.
It's,
So my
frack now, isn't it?
It's something in Ebert, but my point being is that people are going to watch the show and they're going to say, you know what, I tend to find that whatever Keith says is better than what Bryan says, or some people may say I kind of like Bryan's opinion more so than Keith's.
Right.
So you learn, what we think, but you want to put your palate to an opinion. Maybe it's not either one of us. Maybe it is someone from Wine Spectator. So then you follow what that guy says because it's going to give you some better guidance than you just spending hundreds of dollars just to find out I don't like these wines.
Yeah, I always say a couple more things, but I always say when you walk into talk about a store for a minute. When you walk into a store, as a consumer, pay attention when you see those tags that says 89 points or 90 points or 85 points. A lot of times you'll see vintages on those tags in print, and compare the print with the label and make sure they're the same.
Because quite often they don't match. They're leaving a high rating wine on a vintage from 2 years ago.
Yeah, or a year ago, or somebody else's wine. Yeah, so it's so we want to help you get through the juice, as they say, and pick the right bottles, and hopefully we can do that for you and be entertaining at the same time. Got to be entertaining, right?
True.
So that's it for that show.
All right.
I'm Keith.
I'm Bryan.
You're watching DenverWineGuy.com.